Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to 2 Point Hospital. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day, because I'm certainly excited to be back. We're here at Smugly Hospital, as we have been for what feels almost like, honestly, forever. It really feels like we've been here for a long time. I might just be imagining that, but I feel like we've almost been here longer than any other hospital at this point. I don't know, I might just be imagining that, but it kind of feels that way. Anyway, the good news is we are over halfway, technically, to being a 2-star hospital. We have a cure rate of 75%, the hospital is level 12, we're treating people in surgery, and we're training staff. We also have a ward emergency coming in, and good lord, I said all that very quickly. I may have loaded up on 2 cups of coffee this morning. You might have to forgive me. Just 2, I swear. I do have a cup of tea beside me at the moment, though, so, you know, there's caffeine in that. Maybe not as much as the coffee, but just making you aware. Anyway, at the moment, we have a bit of a queue for the psychiatrist's office over here. We also have a queue for the regular ward as well. Now, a lot of the beds in here are actually free at the moment, which is great news. So we should be able to get a lot of people in here. We should be able to get through that queue very quickly. So hopefully that queue doesn't stay there too long. It actually looks like the queue has gone there and also gone here as well. So maybe we don't need to build more of those. We have also managed to get an upgrade for the turbo plunger, so we're gonna go ahead and say let's get that going, and let's go ahead and queue up another research project for the turbo plunger right there, just to really get it upgraded, really get it, you know, geared up nicely, get it high tier and all that stuff, just make it good, basically, is what we're gonna try and do with the turbo plunger, so that we can cure people with turtle head that little bit better. I'm also thinking, at least I'm tempted to, go ahead and get another surgery, an operating theater. I'm very tempted. We don't necessarily need it, but it would be nice to never have people queuing for surgery. It would be really nice. I also went ahead and bought a bunch of the other spaces we have. I'm gonna buy this one as well because I can. That way we'll have all the space for this hospital. We did also have queues for this right here, for the old fluid analysis. So, we're gonna go ahead and actually, you know what? I'm gonna go around and say let's, upgrade everything. Let's just try and upgrade whatever we can. So we'll upgrade those to level, good old level 3. It is 20,000 to do this, but it seems like this is probably a pretty solid investment to, get this all up to level 3. So we'll go ahead and just get those all sorted. We can technically upgrade this as well. And what that does, I think, is knocks the treatment power up by a total of 50%, which is kind of substantial, so we should be doing pretty good with those upgrades. Now, let's see. Level 4 staff room. Alright, I don't think we did that. You want training? Not now. Publicity update, and we cured all 6. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now, let's see here. I want to have a look at my GPs. So you are... I don't know why you're in training for general practice too. You're not happy about your salary though, so let's just fix that. So we need 1 person trained in general practice 2 right there. What about you? You're ready for general practice 4, which is pretty substantial. Over here, you are ready for general practice 2, so that'll be the one we probably end up doing first. General practice 2, general practice 2, and general practice 2. Okay. Let's go ahead and pick you up and say, head over here. You're going to be learning general practice 2. We are going to say that the trainees for this are, I assume, all of you, but I'm going to go around and just grab them all again. Maddie Power can be the one that does the training session. Now, let's see. You're ready for general practice 2, so let's have you learn it as well. And then it was over to these guys as well. So I think it was just you 3 here. But this will just make things a little better for the general practitioners. We are going to see some queues back up a little bit here because of the fact that we are pulling, I think, what, 4, 5 general practitioners out of work at one time. 6 of them, actually. Possibly. Where do you work? Interesting. You are gonna go be a GP, but you've no, you're not. Okay. Did I miss one? Feel like I may have missed one. We need someone with general practice to work that office. I just don't know who we're looking for here. I mean, you were out of your office. You were the other one, so you need to go learn general practice too as well, if you wouldn't mind there, bud. All right. So we'll get that queued up. That's going to be 6 doctors. That is going to be 6 GPs that we don't have working right now, which is going to be pretty serious, but we should be able to manage for a little bit. You want training? We're going to say not now. That's just going to have to be the way of it. So hopefully that gets done kind of quick. Because, I mean, one of them will. The dude that's pretty much done with his training will be done pretty much immediately, right? I think. I mean, actually, no, there was... Oh, that guy hadn't even started his training, right? You are all going to be there for a little while. That's a bit awkward. We're going to have queues at all of our GP's offices. The hospital is pretty much going to grind to a halt here because things are being upgraded and none of the GPs are working right now. So, that's a bit awkward. That is going to be a little bit awkward. Hopefully we can manage things. This guy just keeled over outside surgery. That's not good. You're looking like you might be all right, though. You know, decent chance of a cure. Diagnosis certainty's there. The staff skill is 50%. I mean, we don't have any upgrades for surgery. Surgery upgrades would actually be really nice as well. But unfortunately, we just don't have any, so... Let's just hope that the hospital works through this. Because I realize with no diagnosis, there's no treatment, so this is going to be fun. There we go. So some of them are actually starting to leave the training area, so they can all go and do their thing. Level 5 staff room. We only have level 3. I guess we could technically build one, but then it would be so far away from everything that my staff would just be crossing the entire hospital at times. I don't actually think I'm going to do that. That doesn't actually seem like a good idea at all. There we go. General Practice 2 has been learned across the board. So they can all get back to their offices and hopefully start doing some good for us. Let's promote both of you. There are some pretty substantial queues here. I'll tell you what, we can't actually send you for treatment. Interesting. Can't send any of you. We can probably send you. We can probably send you. And, I mean, we can probably send you as well. There we go. We'll just send a couple of people for treatment to cut down on the queues a little bit. Although, with that said, I mean, you know, given the fact that they have General Practice 2 at this point, and some of them are ready for General Practice 3, I think we'll manage. I think we'll probably cut through those queues very, very quickly. Which will be an amazing thing to do. Hopefully we can start making money again. I swear, this hospital is the one hospital where I feel like I've just not been making money at all. I just get that vibe. This feels like the one hospital where we've really struggled at this one. Annoyingly. Let's see. We have 6 patients with floppy disks. That requires surgery. That seems like a fantastic way to get our money back up. Now, we are minus 59,000 right now. But that will correct itself. That will correct itself because, again, that's partly down to the fact that none of our GPs were working. And also partly down to the fact that a lot of our rooms are under maintenance right now. So, you know, given time, the money will recover. Or I can just take a loan. I'm pretty sure I could actually go to loans and just take 250,000. Which is actually kind of tempting. I'm going to do that. Because it means that we can build little things here and there. I mean, do we have any other rooms that we need? I mean, marketing could be very useful. I don't think marketing could be very useful. I don't think there's anything that we aren't treating right now that people want us to treat. We don't seem to have issues with pest control or the clown clinic. We don't seem to have issues with deluxe. A cafe could be very nice. I'm kind of tempted to say that we could build like I think a marketing room, actually. I kind of want a marketing room because then what I can do is get a lot of marketers and I can basically go ahead and just say, hey, let's bring a bunch of people in that need surgery. You know, that seems like the way to go on it. That way, you know, we end up in a situation where, you know, a bunch of people need surgery. That's terrible. But surgery's expensive, so, you know, silver lining, I guess? You know, that's kind of the way to look at it, I think. I think that's kind of the way we have to look at it. So, that's the way we're gonna look at it. Anyway, I think we can get like 2 marketers in there. I might try and go for a 3rd, but I don't know if we need to. I want to throw a, I want to get, let's see, a flipboard. Possibly right there. I think a sofa could be a really great addition to the space. I think an armchair could be pretty good. That armchair is a little too far forward there. That's perfect. So an armchair there. I definitely want a lava lamp behind the armchair. I think a whiteboard could be useful up on that wall. I think we're gonna want bins. I think we're gonna want hand sanitizer. We're basically gonna have a bunch of hipsters working in the marketing department, so they're gonna need hand sanitizer for everything. Literally everything. That's kind of... I know hand sanitizer is not a hipster thing. I used to carry it myself. I actually make a point of carrying hand sanitizer if I go to like any events, because if you shake a lot of people's hands, if just one of those people is sick, you're gonna get sick. So hand sanitizer events make sense, but I've known a lot of people who you could describe as hipsters in the past who have just been obsessed with hand sanitizer for no reason at all. Just no reason. It's like, oh, you know what? I looked. That car over there looks filthy. I better get some hand sanitizer. I might be exaggerating a little bit, but you get the idea. Anyway, Kensington Rang, you are going to be trained in marketing, is what you're going to be trained in. So let's have you go ahead and learn it. You can learn it from one of the other assistants, so we're going to have Fabio teach you marketing right there. And we'll go ahead and say that all you are ever going to do will be marketing when you learn to do it. So marketing is one thing where I'm very keen to say that we... Let's see here. Hold on a minute. Can I not do... I can do a surgery campaign. So let's do a surgery campaign. Let's queue it up for 9 months. We'll launch that campaign. It'll get worked on over time. And that'll be good. We'll bring more people into surgery. Hopefully. Hopefully we can actually manage that as well. Now let's see. What else could we use? I think a cafe would be really nice. I would very much like to put a cafe in here. But I don't know if that's the spot for it. I don't really know what the spot for a cafe would be. I just don't think it's there. So, maybe toilets? More training? Fluid analysis could be quite useful. I do want more fluid analysis, and putting it on the other side of the hospital could make it a little bit of a trek for people. So what if we copy this room, and we say, let's throw some fluid analysis up there, and job done there. And then we copy it again, and we could just get a bunch of fluid analysis in here, really. It is tempting, I'm gonna be honest. We can get one there, and we can get another one there. I might do this. Although it seems like it would be a waste of money, so maybe not. Let's just go to benches. What benches have I been using in this hospital? Silver? Yeah, silver. Okay. So, silver, but I realized I could have just looked here. But silver benches for fluid analysis. We are going to need to hire someone that can work that, which is going to be a nurse with diagnosis. Is diagnosis required? Diagnostics, rather. It isn't required, which is fine. So, Whitney Hurt, you are going to work in fluid analysis. And we want to go through and make sure here. So anyone that can work in fluid analysis can also work in cardiology and general diagnosis. So pretty much that setup there. And then you need to be trained in diagnostics. We'll have you do the training and we'll start. There we go. So that can live up there. We'll get the marketers in and doing their thing as soon as we possibly can. I'm honestly wondering if we could maybe say, you know, get me another one and get me an assistant that can be trained in it. Like, if we clear those out, there's a chance we'll get another assistant on that. There is a chance. Turtle head emergency, let's take it. Let's absolutely take it and see what we can do. This guy seems to have died. That's unfortunate. That is less than good. Is what I think that is. Let's see. Still no assistance there. That's all right. Let's have a look at janitors. Now, janitors I'm tempted to get more of. Just because you can never really... Well, you can technically have too many janitors, but... in another sense, you can never have too many janitors. Anyway, please don't have any skills. You know what? You're fine. You can work in there. And you are only going to work in marketing. So there we go. So marketing has started. That's going to give us a nice boost to surgery. Seems like we are making some decent money from surgery as well. I'm also realizing we might actually need another head office. Now these are 31,000. But I mean... I think we might want one of these. Because I think I would like to start marketing this as well. So let's throw that in there. It gives us a good bit of money. We'll confirm. And I think I'm also gonna copy... I think I'm gonna copy the toilets. And put them over there as well. So the toilets can sort of fit nicely right there. We could actually technically extend the toilets a little bit, which I'm gonna do here. Just because I can. That's pretty much the reason. Just because I can extend these, I'm going to extend them, because then we can actually move the radiator to that spot, and we can actually get another toilet cubicle right in there. Which seems like a pretty good idea. And then we can technically get another sink as well. So there we go. Toilet prestige level 3, not bad. Alright, so that'll be some toilets for over here. We do technically need a doctor with treatment capabilities. Which is technically you. Technically all of them, but I'd kinda like to try and get one that just solely has treatment. Because I think you... Oh, you have research. Okay. So we could have got one of those other doctors, but I mean... I'm fairly sure that I would imagine I have maybe got other doctors that can do treatment. Or not. Hold on, that's doctors. Yeah, I think you're... Oh no, you can do it as well. So you're gonna work... Yeah, so we actually do have a couple of doctors that can technically do treatment here. So that's fine. We'll have multiple people that can go through the Turtle Head clinics. And that should get them sorted fairly quickly. You would assume. Did we just kill one? No, we didn't. All right. Not bad. We could probably do with some radiators in here as well. I'm pretty sure, yeah, the space is going to be quite cold, so... Radiator right there, and I reckon a nice drinks machine. And then I guess we're not really going to be putting much in the middle there. There's not a lot of space for it. But that's okay. Do we still have... We do still have you in training. So, once you're done with training, you can go up and work in there. Which will be beautiful. Now, let's have a look at the stats over here on the right. I haven't actually been looking at these. So, we've cured 2 of the surgical patients. We've cured 3 of the turtle head patients. Not bad. What awards are we looking at the moment? This seems better. I mean, we're not the most prestigious, and we don't have, you know, a year without deaths, but... That's all right. It's technically not, but it's all right. We can make it work. We can totally make it work. Now, you want promoted. There you go. Now, there's no one queuing up for this fluid analysis here. I guess there's not really anyone queuing up for that one either, which is fair enough. My real question becomes, though... Hold on, what is this glowing purple thing? Oh, it's the lava lamp. I got very confused there. My real question is, can I queue up General Practice 3? I actually can. We have a lot of people that will be able to take that. So let me have you three do that, and we'll have Maddie do the training on that. So we'll get General Practice 3 going, and that'll be beautiful. We cured 6 of 7 of the turtle head patients. Not bad. And I think we're pretty close to curing all of the surgery patients as well, which will be beautiful news. I think we do probably want to train up our surgeons a little bit better at some point in the near future. Actually, in saying that, none of the patients have died yet. So hopefully that'll work out. Earn $100,000, that will certainly try. Surgery really helps with surgery really helps with that money making. It really, really does. So let's keep that going, and let's see if we can keep the surgical guests coming in as well. I say guests, patients. Guests is maybe not the appropriate word there. I think guests might be a gross understatement. But all right. Either way, we do have this this marketing going ahead that should bring in more surgical patients, so we should be okay on that. We should be able to make decent money from surgery, and we should be able to cure 30 in surgery in no real time at all. In terms of training staff, I mean, we have a bunch of them going through training right now. We have you wanting training, that's fine. The mayor wants to visit, so that's fine as well, and we cured 5 of 6 of the surgery patients as well. That absolutely works. Now let's see, you are pretty low health, and you are position 2 in the queue, so you know what, I'm gonna push you up to position 1 if I can, which does put you to position 2. Yeah, that's a bit annoying. Hopefully they get treatment. I don't really want them to keel over. That's kind of the last thing we want them to do is die. I'm also realizing without all the GPs, there's now massive queues. If you guys wouldn't mind learning a bit, get down off your desk. There we go. So this guy's back off to his office, his GP's office. That's fine. And I realize we actually do have the 2 marketers as well. I forgot I did get that second one. Fair enough. Fair enough. I wonder, would it be worth saying that, like, only patients can use... I mean, I don't see why we would necessarily say that only patients can use a certain bathroom, because I guess we do have staff around this area. But I can't help but feel that some of my doctors are running from... Oh, they're running from down here because there is no bathroom in that area, so that is technically the closest okay. Well, that makes sense. That actually makes perfect sense. That's fine. Okay. Fair enough. Not gonna criticize that. Yeah, that is a logical thing to do. Now let's see. The GP's offices are backed up like crazy again. Let's start going through and saying, you know, if you're set for treatment, if you're like 80% or above, you should probably get treatment. And a lot of these people, in fact, pretty sure all of them thus far, except that one, a lot of them were going to surgery there. So let's just go ahead and say, I mean, a lot of these guys have 100% certainty, 91% certainty. So we'll send a bunch of them for treatment there, and that should just cut through the lines a little bit. I'm starting to think we do actually need another operating theater, though. Which kind of has me thinking, honestly, might be worth just moving the operating theaters into this space over here and have this be sort of a dedicated operating wing. Or like over here or something like that. I don't know why I would do that, I just think it would be kind of cool. Although we would need to train up staff, wouldn't we? I mean, you've got treatment and surgery, which is fine. So you know what? I might honestly grab you. Might not be a bad idea. You've got treatment, and then you've got surgery too. And you've got surgery too as well. I can't imagine treatment would hurt though. So tell you what I'm gonna do. We're gonna grab Jasper here. We're gonna say that you are only gonna work in I think surgery. I do think surgery. We could technically have him working in the other treatment places as well, but he's got surgery, so it's gonna be surgery. I also want to train him in surgery too. And we'll have the guest trainer do that. So that'll work out. We have you as well. I'm very tempted to hire you as like an extra GP. But yeah, you're only going to be a surgeon. And then I guess a nurse with nothing is fine. So Clint, you can be hired as well. You're going to be trained. Sorry, not trained. You are going to be solely working as in surgery as well. And I think we could probably train you in treatment. So we'll just have someone manage that. There we go. So we'll have them both trained. And I think given that, we could probably copy the operating theaters. I mean, it's 38,000 for it. And I really am so tempted to say that we, I'm so tempted to say that we build, you know, nothing but operating theaters over here. I really, really am tempted. Just because I think it would look cool, you know? I think it'd be a good use of space. So let's do it. Let's just do it. We got a bit of money. We can't technically get, you know, we can't really do this. So what I'll do is turn that one on its side, perhaps. So we'll do that. We'll get 2 operating theaters over here. I'll throw a luxury drinks machine right down the end. We can throw a large radiator right in there. We can maybe do purple benches over here, just to be a little bit different. Actually, you know what? Let's not do purple benches. Let's just do the silver ones. So we'll do something like this. We can do something like that and maybe do a magazine rack down there or something. So something like that, and then another little bench just on the end. So that's 2 more operating theaters. We can technically get a bunch more of them in there. Honestly, quite tempted to do another one, you know, right there, and another one somewhere around here. But that'll be fine. That'll work. We can technically get you as well, and what I'm actually going to do is say you're immediately going to go in and learn treatment, and you are immediately only going to be doing surgery. So there we go. Then in terms of doctors, I mean, we could technically grab Stella here and say go learn surgery. Which we might do if this next doctor doesn't have, you know, only 1 skill and 1 free slot. So let's have a look. What do we got? Yeah. All right. Stella, you're hired. You're going to learn surgery. And we're going to say that surgery is all you are going to be doing. So there you go. Learning surgery, and you're learning surgery too. You can't learn. I realize I made a bit of a mistake there. Interesting. All right, Stella. There's not a lot we can do with you until we queue you up to learn surgery. I realize that was, whoops, bit awkward. A little bit awkward. We'll go ahead and promote you. That's fine. That's totally fine. I'm pretty sure we're actually going to achieve this train 20 staff thing as well, which will be beautiful. That'll be fantastic news. Pretty sure you're just wandering around with absolutely nothing to do. We could get another training room, but I just don't feel like we need it. Let's see. Surgery emergency. Sure. We'll take it. I'm sure we can manage. And it will, you know, it'll definitely help things with our cure 30 patients in surgery, so that's all right. Stella, why are you wandering around like you're tired? You haven't done anything. You have literally done nothing. So quit your whining. Quit your walking around like you're bored. Staff training required? No, not at the minute. We're very, very close to being able to train Stella here. Once this guy's done learning... I love that mustache, by the way. That mustache is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Right. Stella, surgery, and we'll have a guest come in to do it. Or we'll have the guest do it. There we go. Alright, so that should help things a little bit. Your deed, that is unfortunate. That is unfortunate right there. Alright. So, here's hoping we can start getting both of these rooms working. I'm realizing that, you know, obviously there is a little bit of a shortage. Just a teensy bit of a shortage. Publicity update. No, we good. Hold on. Where did Stella go? You're supposed to be learning surgery, madam. Can you learn surgery, please? Yeah, guest trainer. We already paid for the guest trainer, but okay. That's fine, probably. So this room should be up and working now, right? We got a doctor in there. It should be... That needs a nurse now, doesn't it? Doctor with surgery... Wait, you were the... Oh. Alright, we need a doctor in here then. We got one in the way. Alright. Level 4 head office. No, we're good. We're good without that. Are we really missing a doctor with surgery? Dominic, let's hire you to learn surgery as well. Yeah, we are missing a doctor with surgery. Okay. Let's have both of you learn surgery. Because what we can do is then actually have a spare surgeon available. And hopefully that'll sort things for us. I don't know, I feel like having these extra operating theaters is going to go a long way for us. It means there's no huge queues on the existing ones. And it means that we can technically treat people fairly quickly. You know, we can get through a lot of surgeries in one day. Which, now that I say it out loud, honestly sounds like a really dodgy... Like, you probably don't want to get... Well, in terms of efficiency, sure, you want a quick and simple surgery to go quickly and simply. But in terms of, like, just surgery in general, I don't ever want it to be described as, like... Oh, we'll get through, you know... Oh, you're going in for this, we're just gonna cut you open, get right in there, get stuck in, and go to town. We do loads of these every day. I don't want to hear that. Like, I feel like that's the last thing you want to hear when getting your, like, consultation about surgery. Don't worry about it. Do this all the time. Load, you know, 15 of them per day, 20 per day. You know, we'll be in and out in 5 minutes. Like, it's reassuring that it's not complicated, but at the same time, you're kind of being... It's like you're being described in the way that a mechanic describes a car. And obviously, I guess surgeons are the mechanics of the body. And that's the most pretentious thing I'm probably going to say today. But it, you know what I mean? It doesn't make me comfortable. You know, it's like, we'll be, you know, just get in there. It's like when I was getting teeth out a long time ago. It's like, well, get in there, whip them out, and you'll be gone. You'll be good. You get off home. It's like, all right. Okay. Don't like being described in the way that someone would describe a beat-up old Volkswagen Golf GTI, but sure.